Hello everyone, hope all of you are doing really well, and I'm sure you have watched the previous video regarding the supervision and motivation, that is the features and the importance of motivation. So today we are going to begin our topic, remembering or recalling the story I have taught you about the boy who picked up the starfish and threw it back into the ocean, the motivation spirit that he carried within him. It was a continuous urge, the energy for him to continue to do all those things. So one such personality you would be seeing in today's session, okay, to be Abraham Maslow. Okay, he is a psychologist, a motivational speaker, and he's written a lot of books and he's published his theories proving that motivation plays a very important role in a human being's life. So these are the quotes which I thought let me share it with you so that you would actually know who is Abraham Maslow before we can get into the topics that's taught by him. Now, if you look at him, you probably think he is a funny guy, but he is given some serious topics regarding human beings, which we all follow in our day-to-day life. But we don't realize that we are following Abraham Maslow's theory. So, what are the quotes? Some of the quotes. What is necessary to change a person is to change his awareness of himself. So what is he saying? Every person knows that he is alive, but is he thanking God? Is he understanding that he is alive every single day? No. So there are many things that we are not aware of, that is within ourselves of who we are. So what is he saying? Instead of you being a normal person, see, it isn't normal to know what we want. It is rare and difficult psychological achievement. So what is he saying? Sometimes we feel that we are dreaming the unrealistic or we are asking the unrealistic. But what he is saying is it is good that you're dreaming the unrealistic and you're asking the unrealistic. That shows that how far you want to achieve it and how strong you are that you want to achieve it. So he is a very important person when it comes to your subject, and he is a very what do I say, very influential person who's taught us a lot of things. So another quote of his is, if I was dropped out of a plane into the ocean and told the nearest land was 1,000 miles away. Imagine you're dropped out of a plane and you are in the ocean. It's cold and it's freezing, and they tell you that the land is 1,000 miles away. What would you do? Would you just sink into the ocean, or you would try swimming, right? So there is that urge within you, the energy within you that tells you, no, I want to lead my life, I want to live, I don't want to die. So you start swimming, and what is he saying? I pity all those people who actually gave up. Okay, so in your life when you go through difficulties, you should learn one thing: never give up, because every person's life is different and everybody of them goes through struggles. So in your topic now, in your subject, I'm going to tell you how this particular person is going to influence you, or how is he already influenced us, okay, without our knowledge or with our knowledge. And there is a triangular diagram that is being provided by Maslow, Abraham Maslow. So you would, in this particular session, what are you going to be learning? What is the outcome of this session? So you're going to be studying Maslow's hierarchical theory. For a 5 marker, it would come as a practical oriented question, or it may come as a 5 marker. Triangular diagram. The triangular diagram is very, very important. This financial and non-financial incentive is the next video I would be posting, so that you can upload, you can study from there also. Now, these are the topics which I have already completed with you. Okay, importance of motivation is also called as benefits of motivation. So you don't have to worry, I've already covered it in my previous session. So today you'll be, in this particular video, I will be teaching you what is Maslow's hierarchical theory. So now I'm sure you all know about Maslow. Who is Maslow? He is a motivational, influential person. He is a psychologist and he is a very knowledgeable person. Now, in introduction about Maslow, Abraham Maslow. So he is a psychologist in the classic means. He is a person who was there in the olden days, and he is a very strong influential person. So he is a psychologist, and he published a paper in the year 1943, okay, which spoke about the elements of the overall theory of motivation. That's the theory that you're going to be studying on. So you just know that he is a psychologist, okay. His theories are based on human needs. It doesn't speak about animals, it speaks about human beings. Human beings is nothing but human, what do human beings need in life, okay, for their existence. And this is what the hierarchy, the triangular diagram, speaks about. And he feels that every human being has 5 levels of feelings, or 5 levels that they need to cross in life. So what are the 5 levels? So if I have to ask you an introduction of Maslow, first you would say he's a psychologist. He published a paper in the year 1943. He has written a lot of other papers and journals also. Then he speaks about the overall theory of motivation, which is related to human needs. And he speaks that there are 5 levels, hierarchical levels of human needs, which every human being has to go through, okay, if they want to lead a successful life. So I'm sure by now you can remember the picture of Abraham Maslow when you're going to study. Now this is the important triangular diagram that you will be studying, and this is a 5 marker which is very important for you to learn. So please ensure you are marking it in your books or remembering it somewhere, telling that this is an important topic and it's a 5 marker. Okay. Again, there's an introduction of Maslow. Okay. The same introduction I have given you is here. Now, what if you look at this diagram, you see that this is a psychological need. In this psychological need, this is a basic need which is needed for every human being. Okay. So this is a basic need. Basic need means food, shelter, clothing. This is safety need. That means if you have food, shelter, clothing, what do? You rent a house or you buy a house. Once you buy a house, what do? You look for love, you want to get married, you want to have children. Then what is it? The esteem needs. Okay, that is, you have children, you start buying a car, you feel that everybody has to respect you, and then you come to your self-actualization needs, where you feel that you are a very gyani person who has a lot of knowledge, and you start giving lectures and you start solving problems of others. So I'm going to tell you a small story of how we are going to be studying this particular topic. Okay, now coming back to our need. Okay, coming back to basic psychological need. Now basic psychological need, please understand, it is the level 1 of our Maslow's diagram. That means in our triangle, okay, it comes in the first level, that is basic psychological need. So what are they saying? For all your explanation, you will look at the picture, and that's how you're going to study the answer. So basic psychological need is you have food, okay, you have water, okay, you have the air that you breathe with, and you have sleep. Okay, so what is it? You have hunger, then for that hunger you have food, you have water, you have shelter, you have sleep. Okay, and these are some of the examples for your basic psychological need. Even if one is incomplete, example, you don't have food here, you cannot move to the next level. You don't have water here, you cannot move to the next level. Only if all the let's say, leave about sex here, but what I'm saying is, if you have food, shelter, clothing, okay, these are the 3 basic things. If you have this, okay, that is, if you're not hungry, you have enough food to eat, you have water to drink, you have a if you have a house, or if you have, yeah, if you have shelter above your head, then your basic need is covered. You will move on to the next level, that is the second level, that is safety and security need. Okay, now what do? I told you, either live in a rented house, or all of you, to learn this topic, you will think of your families. Okay, all of you, to learn this topic, you'll think of your family. So now in your family, you have food, you have shelter, you have clothing. What would you do? You would rent a house, and you would start staying in a rented house, or you would probably purchase a house. So what is it? You are seeing for security. Now if you have to rent a house, what do you have to do? You have to start working. That's nothing but job security. You're ensuring that wherever you are working, your income is regular and you are saving some amount of money and you're ensuring your job. Okay, so in your second need, you're seeing for safety. That is safety for you, for your family. Security, we are speaking about job security. Okay, where exactly you're going to work. The money that you're getting, it's a regular income. It's not that this month they give you salary, next month they say no, we cannot give you salary, and they throw you out of the job. So that's not job security. Okay, so you are saving enough amount of money for your future as well, and you are starting to work. So that's what is your safety and your security needs. The third one is your affliction and your belonging needs. Now what is this affliction or your belonging needs? Affliction and belonging needs refers to a sense of affection, sense of belongingness, your acceptance and your friendship. Now what is this speaking about? Now imagine your elder brothers in the family. If you don't have an elder brother, imagine the eldest, let's say the eldest, your sibling, your brother or your sister in the family. When they start, when they finish their studying, they already have food, shelter, clothing. They search for a job after their degree, after their masters. And after that, when they come to an age of, let's say 25 or 27, the elders in their family want them to get married. So why is it? They feel that they should have a sense of belongingness. Okay, they should start a brand new family of themselves, and your sisters and brothers will also have friends among them, okay, who they feel that okay, this is my close friend. If I have to share something, I can share this with my friend. So what is this? It's a sense of acceptance and friendship. Okay, so this is the third level in your Maslow's theory. So what is Maslow saying? The first thing is food, shelter, clothing. The second one is security needs. The third one is belonging needs. Belonging means what? You want to love someone, you want that care, you want that affection, you want that friendship. Okay, then level is self-esteem. So what is happening here? Now you are a married person, you have your own child, you have your own family. So you feel that people should respect you for your individuality. They should not treat you as someone else. They should not treat you without respect. Why? Your standard of living also starts improving. The status, the way you are, the way you represent life, the way you turn to become a family man or a family girl. Okay, all this comes into your self-esteem needs. You start buying a house, you start seeking attention from people, where people feel that you are autonomy. That means what? You're an individual person who feels that people should respect you. So if you actually look at the pictures, time to respect yourself, you feel that people should respect you for who you are. See, like autonomy means what drives us, what motivates you to go forward. So if you can actually put in like 2-3 minutes to look at this particular diagram and understand what I'm saying, see, you will find the real purpose of yourself or your life, where exactly you want to go. Okay, so this is the fourth level in your Maslow's theory. Okay, so once you feel that people are respecting you, people are seeing you as an individual person who has a lot of respect, who has a lot of, who feels that oh, they have accomplished so much in their life. The last one is self-actualization needs. I always refer to this self-actualization needs, where I feel that you see the people in your society where these people will be quite rich. Quite rich means because of their hard work they become rich, and they have a proper house, they have a proper family, they have car, they have everything possible, and they start doing things towards the society, like improving, they making sure that the garbage man is coming and collecting the garbage every single day. If they don't collect, they'll ensure that action is taken among the from against them, and ensuring that everything is in place in the entire locality or the area. So even if it is not their job, they ensure that they're doing it. Okay, why? Because they feel that there is an urge in them, there's a drive in them, okay, to feel that they have to give back something towards the society, towards people. So what is happening? They are already growing as an individual, they're already grown, and there is a lot of things that they're proven to the society, proven in their family. And what is happening? Their work life is settled, everything is settled. So what happens? They start realizing to themselves, okay, now what can I do to help others? I'm able to achieve my goals. So what is this? It refers to the drive that becomes what one is capable of becoming. This is the last level in Maslow's theory hierarchical of needs, where this the human being attains an, let's say, an enlightenment, telling that okay, I have achieved everything in my life, now what should I give back, what can I do better? So that refers to the self actualization needs. So I'm sure this particular answer is a simple answer to you. Okay, and I'm sure that, see, so the first level is your psychological needs, basic needs, food, shelter, clothing. Safety needs is refers to your job security, a house that you want to have. Then the third one is love, belongingness. That means what? Afflictions, affections. Okay, where you want to get married, you want to, you seek for relationships, and you want to have children. Now once you have children, you will ensure that your children are safe, for which you'll check for self-esteem. That means what? People start respecting you as a family man or a family girl, and they actually say that, oh, she has a lot of dignity, she handles things so well. So what is it? You're seeking for respect, self-respect. Then the last one is self-actualization needs. Now what is how did Maslow come across this triangular diagram? Okay, he feels that people's behavior is based on their needs. That means what? If you don't have food, shelter, if you don't have food, what do? You start begging people for food. You ensure that the first basic need is covered. Okay, so let's say I have food, shelter, clothing, I'm married, I have kids. Now let's say, what do? I'll ensure that people seek to respect me and see me as an individual person. Okay, so what is it? People's behavior is based on their needs. So even if one need is incomplete, people will ensure that that need should be completed. Satisfaction of such needs influence their behavior. That is very true. I told you, if you don't have food, shelter, clothing, you'll see that you go in and check for your food, shelter, clothing. Then people's needs are in a hierarchical order, like I just taught you. Level 1, level 2, level 3 and level 4. Starting from the basic need to the higher need. A satisfied need can no longer motivate a person. If you have food, shelter, clothing, does it motivate you every single day? Yeah, if you're cooking yummy food, then it motivates you. But what I'm asking is a very different question. Even if you do not have food, shelter, clothing, will that motivate you every single day? Yes, because you have to strive, you have to ensure that that need gets completed. So definitely food, shelter, clothing, or let's say self-respect, if people are not respecting you, you're not going to turn back to go that side. So what is he saying? People's needs are in a hierarchical order, starting from the basic to the highest need. A satisfied need can no longer motivate a person. Only the next level can motivate. Example, you have a job, you have your family life. What do you plan for next? You plan for buying a car, you plan for bigger things. So a person moves to a higher level of hierarchy only when the lower level is satisfied. That is very much true. If the lower level is not satisfied, if one level below you is not satisfied, then you would not move on to the next level. Then Maslow's theory focuses on needs as a basic for motivation. This theory is widely recognized and appreciated all around the world. And see, without your knowledge itself, we've been using this particular Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So we're coming to the conclusion. of our topic. I'm sure you liked this topic, and it's a very interesting topic, you asked me. So please ensure any doubts, any comments you have, you will type it in the comment box and let me know how the presentation was. Was it a good presentation? Because based on your feedbacks only, I get motivated to do even more better. So you need to at least like the videos and subscribe to the videos and tell me, yes ma'am, I really liked your video. It's really easy for us to understand. So thank you and have a blessed year ahead.